are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, it gets heavy. When the lights go out, are you ready? Are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady, keep it steady. When the lights go out, are you ready? Grab the wheel, keep it steady. I plan for the worst, this is a gift and a curse. My lights are so bright like Sunday in church. On the field of the court, I was given the work. Of course, losing it hurts, but what is it really worth? When your lights go, you better take from the game like lipo. So when they cut the lights out, you can still blow. On your mark, are you ready? Get set, go. Now you know when your lights go out. Are you ready? Are you ready? Got the whip, keep it steady. When your lights go out, are you ready? Got the whip, keep it steady. Yeah. When your lights go out, are you ready? Let them know what you want in this place, all baby. You do it all. Huh? For the open doors, baby. When the lights go out, you better know to turn them back on, huh? Let's go.
Back, baby. We back.
We back, boy. And they had to go with the intro, man, because this is a special show for me, man.
Big one here. It's a big one.
Big one. But before we get into it, when the lights go out, Thursday, 8 p.m., with my brother Marcus Burkley. What's up, my brother?
Brother, we back, and this is a powerful one. This is a good one here, baby.
First, let's start off with, you was on vacation. How was your vacation? Let the folks know.
Wasn't long enough. It wasn't long enough.
What's up, B Tate? What's up, Ben Tate?
Ben Tate, man.
Appreciate you checking in. Listen, we need all the comments. We need everybody in the chat today, man. Join the conversation.
Swan.
What's up, Swanee Gibson?
Share it. Make sure y'all sharing it, man. Make sure y'all all sharing this, man.
Yeah, like I said, Thursday, when the lights go out, we got a special show. We appreciate everybody who's been following and tuning into us. As you can see, this is week number 2 in the Berg, man.
He didn't want to leave, y'all. He ain't trying to leave. We're going to keep him here, man.
So I'm back home, and reason why I'm back home is because I bit off a lot. I took a big bite.
Listen, it's all good.
I can't even say I took a picture, and then the community took a big bite, man.
He came back and shook a lot of feathers. He came back with the Joe Clark.
Get the chains out the door. Get the chains out the door.
Listen.
Nah, man, but
that's good. It's good.
Last Saturday, man, we had a dope cleanup. You know, check my page, man. You can see what we doing. Every brother who's commented so far was a brother who came out and kind of helped and put some sweat and some sweat equity into it, cleaning up our neighborhood, because when I walked through there, it was awful, bro. It was sickening. You played there a lot,
bro.
And to be honest, if you was a kid, you can't even see the basketball court.
I seen the pictures, man. I've seen the field driving. You're driving down the boulevard and you look over, man. Even the baseball field, the softball field. The grass is about 4 feet high. There's no excuse, man. I'm glad you did that, bro. It's well needed. It was way overdue.
People said thanks to me, man, but it wasn't me.
But you,
man.
It was him. See, he don't ever want to listen. It was him. It was you.
It was a bunch of people who got love.
But the thing is, you lit the match, man, and it's okay. I know you humble. He's humble, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. He's humble, but it was needed, man. And now there's a lot of work to do. That's the thing.
But like I went over there before the show, and shout out to Adam Gusky, because Adam Gusky met me over there today and gave me some donations. So I appreciate you, Adam, and I appreciate everybody who's reached out to me. He donated money, time, equipment, food.
Right.
But really, we back at it this Saturday. Again, 12 p.m. if you free. This is how the creator works. It was supposed to rain all week, but Saturday is supposed to be beautiful out. So come on out, man. If you got any time, any energy, any tools, if you got some knowledge for some young people, if you got good ideas for what we could do for this basketball court and for our field and for our community, we need to all come together, man, because We can't do it individually. So all of us come together. Saturday, 12 p.m. again, Rankin Field. Shout out to everybody who's coming out. Shout out to the mayor.
Joe Lisa McDonald.
Joe Lisa, appreciate your work. Let you know we behind you, sister. We're not going to let these people bully you. We're not going to let them run you over. None of that, promise. So, Saturday, 12 p.m., please come out, join us, because we're going to continue to clean up our neighborhood. One hoop court, one ball field, one corner at a time, man.
And it's just like you said, this is just the beginning.
Yeah,
because this is going to happen in a lot of communities. We're tired of seeing our basketball hoops down, our fields overran with weeds and stuff. Our kids need somewhere to play.
Yeah, bad.
I mean, so it's just going, just sparking. Like I said, he didn't sparked up something. So trust and believe, in other communities, we coming.
But listen, every Thursday when the lights go out, like I said, we got a special guest for you.
Pittsburgh fans don't like this brother.
Pittsburgh fans, you know this brother real well. Because Big Jerome Bettis came in that 2-hole and my brother filled the gap. Ball goes flying.
So he made the bus go flat. All tires.
He made all the buses tires go flat. Nah, but this brother is amazing, brother. Just like I thought behind the scenes, we usually get on and we're going to give you a little bit of insight. If you're out there, we usually come on at 7:45. And this brother, I knew he was going to come on early. 7:40, man, because cut from that cloth that if you on time, you late. On time, you could do whatever you need to do. If you're there early, you could do what you need to do, get prepared, get ready. And like behind the scenes, we were talking about some of those skills being transferable. And some of those skills you use in every aspect of life, man. So this brother's an amazing brother. Listen, the story, the journey is going to be told because a lot of us need to understand that there's certain things that you don't compromise when you want to reach greatness. There's certain things you do when you want to reach greatness. There's certain ways you work. Okay, before I finish introducing our guests, as you can see on the screen, Saturday signups for Summer League, 7 to 12 fundamentals to learn how to play basketball, 13 to 16 and 17 and up. Please bring your young people out to the Rankin Court this Saturday. Calvin Brooks, Calvin Murphy, myself, there'll be a bunch of other people, hopefully some special guests that I got stopping through will be able to make it. But if you got young people, man, bring them to the field, bring them to the court, man. Have them sign up because we're not stopping there. We got some things for the adults in the future. We're going to do an adult kickball game so we can start generating some good energy back around these parts in the 15104. But listen, without further ado, he's former Rutgers Scarlet Knight, former Indianapolis Colt, Super Bowl champion, business entrepreneur. He's just an all-around great brother. So without further ado, my Rutgers brother, Mr. Gary Brackett. What's up, GB?
Hey, what's going on, baby?
What's up, G? How you doing, my brother? Good to see you.
Mr. Brackett.
I'm good, man. I love the intro, man. I love the money flex, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, come on.
You ready? Hey, let them know.
G, they don't know. We used to go at it hard back in the day.
Hey, bro, freestyle sessions was classic.
Man. And look, I'm from the Burg, so I would have a whole bunch of East Coast cats, and they all got bars, man. So I used to have to represent for Pittsburgh when I used to get in the freestyle sessions. But nah, G, it was a way to still stay close to the music and put a little message behind it. Because when we first started the show, we were playing songs that motivated us, when you getting ready and hype for the game. So we was playing Pac, we was playing DMX, we was playing all kind of stuff, Feel It in the Air, Phil Collins, we was playing everything, man. And I'm like, you know what, man? I think I could dust this pen off, man.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from, G, man. But listen, man, we humble, we thankful, man, to be able to sit down and chop it up with you. Because I know you're a very busy man. You're doing a lot of things, man. So just to sit down with us for an hour, man, myself, Marcus Burkley, we We're very appreciative, man, and we really, really, really humbly we thank you, man.
No doubt.
Nah, no doubt, man. I see what y'all doing, right? And my message and just having a platform, right? I feel like for years and years, like the bad dudes have been outworking the good dudes. You know what I'm saying? And they got so much energy and so much support when you're doing something negative, right? I mean, the cliques, the gangs, the violence, and all this crazy stuff, right? But when brothers is doing stuff positive, I don't feel like we're doing a good enough job of supporting one another.
Right.
And support could just be an hour on a call, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just chopping it up, right? Support could be a share, could be a like, could be a follow, whatever it is. Like we don't know how to support properly. So I definitely want to, you know what I'm saying, practice what I preach, man. So I love what y'all doing, man. And I'm a big fan. So thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, like that's it's humbling, man. It's humbling because what you said is 100%. We all come from similar neighborhoods, and we all know the parties and the things when you come out of prison be lit. When the homie done did 7 to 10 years and he come home, it's all lit. But when you come home from school or you done graduated from a trade school, it's like, you know what I'm saying, you might be getting judged or you don't get the same kind of love.
Oh, he think he better than me.
We oughta heard that one, man.
Think he better than me, huh?
Hey, remember the Dave Chappelle skit when dude got a job at like with Whack Arnold's and McDonald's and something like
Whack Arnold's. Get out of here, man. You got Whack on. It was cool the first day, but about the 5th day, they was all clowning him, man.
Oh, man. It's crazy, man. That's our people, man. I love us to death, man, but we got a long way to go in terms of support, in terms of helping as a community, in terms of uniting, man. So, man, I think this is definitely a step in the right direction.
No, it really is, man. And we like we said in the beginning, man, we talk a lot, man, and we thankful because, you know, we were on a journey, all on that same journey, and you took the journey to the ultimate where we all wanted to go. So, you know, I don't have no pride or no ego to ask, you know, people who were on that journey to like, listen, just reach back, you know what I'm saying, and at least drop nuggets on somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's all it takes, man, for your favorite person that you've seen doing what you want to do, to say you could do it, you know what I'm saying, or show you how to do it, or put you in a position to do it. And what you're saying is 100. Like when we see our young people or when we see each other doing something, you gotta support it. You got to, especially if it's 100, especially if it's 30, and doing something to better your people, better yourself, better the youngins. Like we gotta do it, man. We have to. There's no second. You can't even think about it. You gotta be supporting your people 100%.
All the way.
Because I know, and Mark will tell you, I know Mark really well, and when I started to come up with the idea for the show, I reached out to him because I knew the support would be real, and he would tell me honestly, like, Fletch, nah, or yeah, that's something good to run with, man. So when he put his stamp on it and supported the whole movement, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it, because even if one person watch, that might be a share to another person, to another person, to another person. So that's ultimately what it's about, man, is just helping each other and get the ball rolling downhill so it got enough speed and it's big enough to do what we need done, man. So, GB, I appreciate you spending some time with us. It's been a crazy year, G. Like crazy last 18 months, man, and everybody's been affected. And, you know, we'll go into ball a little bit and share a little bit of stories and stuff. But over the last 18 months, man, you know, a lot of people have been affected by COVID, pandemics, that thing. Give us a little bit of insight on, you know, you had the restaurant Stack Pickle.
Right.
And like, just tell people, because the show's called When the Lights Go Out, and you know, your restaurant happens after your career, so you cut that on after your football career goes out. But with an unforeseen pandemic, tell us how that was for a restaurant, and you having a chain of restaurants.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? First of all, I think the one thing I did, right, I wasn't ready when the lights went out, right? So to get ready, I went back to school and I got my MBA from George Washington University. And I feel like for me, continue my education was a way, not appreciate it. It's a way to like sharpen the saw, right? Because I feel like sometimes as athletes, we only got one tool, and that's the hammer. And the challenge is when you only carrying a hammer, every situation look like a nail. You know what I'm saying? But when you go out the game, bro, you can't just like, oh, what you gonna do? Like, bro, you can't hit nobody, bro. There's lawsuit, hammers. Like, talk about what you gonna do. Really call my lawyer. So it's like, so it's just funny, like realizing that. So sharpening some other tools in my toolbox, learn how to lead, learn how to manage, learn how to delegate, learn how to run financial, projections. So I got involved in the restaurant industry. We started off with 3 locations. I partnered with a guy. We grew it to 6. I purchased it at 6. And then in my mindset, I'm like, yo, I see what they're doing with these television contracts in sports. So, more and more people, more and more games are going to be watched. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna blow this thing up. And not only that, I'm going to put the systems in place to scale to a franchise. So I went to school again and I got certified as a certified franchise expert. So then I put the systems and the policies in place in order for us to like replicate, in one location to the next location. So like everything was seamless. Like, so we're ordering the same product. So then you'll start seeing the benefit of that. What economies of scale, meaning that we have buying power, and burgers that we're buying for $2.80, we're now buying for $1.90, right? So those margins are starting to increase. So as I'm doing that, right, we grew to 10 locations. I actually sold 7 franchisees. So I had 7 franchisees already launched in 2020. So how it works in the restaurant industry, especially in Indy, is like coming out the winter months, like it's like bear, right? You like almost fighting for your life because it's cold, people ain't going outside. It's not really a lot of sports on when football kind of dies off. But then March Madness hits, at basketball playoffs, like it just poof, March is like a huge month. So I had all that going. So then they cut off sports. I'm like, oh man. And then they cut off, eating in the restaurant. Got to be 20 people in the restaurant. They cut off bar seating. Then they went to third-party delivery, and having that many locations, and then all of my franchisees were getting pushed back. Banks weren't lending money. So I'm just looking at the writing on the wall, man. I'm just like, yo, this ain't a good play. So speaking with the bank, speaking with my accountants, financial advisors, I was just like, man, this don't really make a lot of sense for me to continue. And being my undergrad degree was in economics. So it was this thing in business and really in life called sunk costs. And sunk cost is a cost that is already sunk, like you've already paid it. So the millions and millions of dollars that I had invested, the time and all that type of stuff, no matter what, right, that was sunk. That was already gone. So my next decision, I couldn't think about that. And so many of us are afraid to like shut down and fail, if you will, because they thinking like, yo, all that time and all that money, I'm going to get it back. You ain't going to get it back. You know what I'm saying? It's gone. So for me, just looking at it like, yo, I feel like the whole Jay-Z line, like it's just saying they made a hole, make another hole. It's like, yo, when you're a business creator, right? When you're an entrepreneur, it's like, yo, I could get it all back. So for me, I just made the decision looking at being able to pay my employees, being able to get from underneath the bank debt. It's just like, yo, I'm just going to fold. And I was able to strategically sell off some stuff, help out some franchisees, sold the systems. But I just like, man, you know what? I could start all over and get it all back. And that's what I've kind of been doing now. And the most beautiful thing for me is I've learned this, and this is powerful, and this is probably going to touch somebody but I learned like success and happiness are totally different things. And in life, because I was an overachiever, I always was waiting for a level of success to be happy. And then one day I woke up and I was like, yo, I could just be happy. Like I don't need nothing to happen. The fact that I woke up is a blessing. I should be grateful for it, right? The fact that I could turn this water on and I start coming. The fact that I got keys to a car that I get in to go, like all these is like blessings, bro. Like what I'm tripping for. Right. So when I started just realizing like, yo, happiness isn't desiring, isn't things. Happiness is peace. And then when I started like removing things from my life, addition by subtraction, I started to realize, man, you know what? I seek my happiness by limiting my desires rather than satisfying them.
Whew. So you better have a notebook out when the lights go out, 8 p.m. You better have a notebook. GB is dropping these nuggets on you.
Hey, bro. So just like, so real talk, because then I never really understood when people, because they tell you hear it, and you're like, yeah, all right. They like, yo, money don't make you happy. Like, all right, well, give me all your money then, right? So, but then, bro, millions and millions of dollars, bro, and still that wasn't it. Like, so when you look at successful people, they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it for the game. They're doing it for the challenge. They're doing it for, you know, the serving and the fulfillment and all those type of things. But at the end of the day, what you never can lose sight of is how blessed and grateful you should be in your current situation.
Listen, you got
that nugget he just dropped. What you just said, man, it's like an earthquake, man. Waves, bro. You had that was on point, man.
Now listen,
some people don't count their blessings, man.
No matter what situation you in, man, there's a silver lining. You need to find it and be thankful for that small thing.
Right.
Because on the journey, and G might remember this. Coach Shiano used to always say, you know, the championship only lasts for a few seconds. Soon as you win and they throw the confetti up, you happy for a few moments. But if you missed out on all those nuggets on the journey, then what was it about? Because there were so many lessons to be learned. So many, like William Timber said, there's a silver lining. Yeah, there's a silver lining in it. And you need to find it and be thankful for it, because it could go bad and go worse in a heartbeat, man. We've all been there where we took it for granted and then it go away and then you like, oh man, where did it go, man?
Right.
So, Thursday, 8 p.m. when the lights go out, you better have your pen, your notebook,
your popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready, because listen, one thing he said that stuck with me is, you can't just have a hammer in your toolbox. You better have a whole bunch of different tools in this toolkit so that you can be versatile and able to pull out the one that you need. Because like he said, football players, we used to take it on everything head on. And out in the real world, you got to be a thinker. You got to be intelligent. You got to move strategically in a certain way, man. So listen, he dropping nuggets on you. You got to get your pen, your paper, and be ready. Because I'm gonna tell y'all don't know, but regardless of if he was an Indianapolis Colt, you would have known him. If he was on Wall Street, you would have known him. That's the kind of life this brother got, man. You can tell by the way he speaks, man. GB, like I've known you since I was probably 19 years old, and just to have people around myself like you, where you could just recall certain things that people say and do, and it shows you the character in them. Like, I'm always blessed and thankful for people like you, G, because like you make everything a lot better. Like honestly, he makes it a lot better. He was super positive, super funny, super cool, super intelligent. Like, so he was always a man of integrity, a man that you could count on. I mean, even when we was losing and we was getting smacked back in the day,
man,
you could lean on him.
Right.
You could lean on him because you would get some words of wisdom. You would get somebody that you could follow. And you know when he opened that door, that's the door to run through.
Man. Gary, I got a question, man. For you being 5'11" and playing linebacker in even if it's Rutgers, man, it's a Division I school. You didn't get a full ride to Rutgers. You walked on, right? Am I right?
Yeah. Yep, I was a walk on.
You walked on to Rutgers. You go into the NFL as undrafted in the NFL, and you get a starting position. You do your thing. We all know here in Pittsburgh what you did to us. But just playing 9 seasons and performing at the level that you did, define work ethic. What was your work ethic like, and what made you different than other people, man? Like what was your what was the driving factor for you, man? What was your driving factor?
Nah, I think for me, man, and it was so challenging getting a scholarship, right? I mean, my dad called me one morning when I'm at Rutgers, and he like, yo, I got bad news. I'm like, what's up? He was like, yo, the college bill came. I was like, all right, like pay it. Like, what you tell me for, bro? Like, he like, bro, like we maxed out on the house. We got all the equity gone, and we can't afford it. Like, you got to come home. So I'm like, damn. So I go to my coach. Was like, hey, coach, man, thanks for the opportunity, but I got to go. I can't afford to wait. He's like, what? What are you talking about? Like, you second string? You started on special teams? I'm like, I know, coach, but I don't got a scholarship. He was like, what? He's like, man, let me talk to Coach A and let's see if we could get this resolved. So I'm just like, all right, bet. I'm like, he's like, no promises. I'm like, all right, no promises. I had like a 1989 hatchback sky blue. That you know what I'm saying? Probably my arm so big. So the next day I get a call to the Terrace office. So my car is packed to the brim, everything I own, right? So I say all my goodbyes. So I go to the Coach Shea office. So I walk in his office, right? And he's a California. Hey, Gary, how you doing? You all perfect. like, chill, bro. But he was like, I heard the news. I'm like, yeah, just thank you for the opportunity. So then he hit me with like, I just want to let you know that we're going to continuously recruit players that are bigger and better than Gary Brackett. I'm like, bitch, like, bro, like, I'm looking at him like, you brought me here to tell me that? But then he was like, yo, but you know what? You work really hard. You do everything we asked you to do. You got good grades. You're intelligent. And he was like, honestly, I wish I had 53 Gary Brackets. We just got a scholarship, and we're going to give it to you. So I'm like, I hug this man. Like, I ain't like, he like uncomfortable. He fighting me off, right? So I go home, right? So I go inside the weight room. This is like a Friday or something. So it's a team lift. Yeah. Everybody in the weight room, right? So I go in there. Everybody like, gee, I thought you was going. I'm dressed ready to work out. They're like, yo, what's up? I was like, y'all got a scholarship. So we're like, yeah. So we, you know what I'm saying, right? So this funny. Wesley Robinson, 6'3", 240, yeah, like 6% body,
lightning fast,
lightning 4'3". Like I tell the story, and Wes, this is just a joke, but I say he looked like Tarzan and played like Jane.
Yeah, he had the most JOPs in the
He definitely was gonna jump on the pile. But, he was out of position though. He's at linebacker. They moved him to D line, and he was more of a D line. Like he wasn't all them pulling guards and that all them traffic. He wasn't really good at that, right? But on the end, he did his thing. He actually went to the league. I think he played the Chiefs. Yeah. So he hit me up. He was like, yo, what's all the commotion? I'm like, Jers, what up, man? I got a scholarship. He was like, scholarship? He was like, you should worry about starting. Then he just walk off, right? And Jers like wide back, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, starting? I'm like, bro, I was just trying to get a meal plan, bro. Like I was the kid outside, like the food hall is like, yo, you got an extra swipe? All right, cool. I mean, with you today, like you know what I'm saying? I was that kid, so I'm like, bro, I got a meal plan, but it messed me up. I would go home that night, and I can't sleep, and I'm just playing in my head over and over again. You should be the starter. So then I asked myself a question, like, what would it take for me to be the starter? It was like, you probably got to get up early. You probably got to turn up even harder in the weight room. You probably got to eat better. You probably got to drink less. You probably got to stop going out. You got to watch more film. So it's a list of things. And the crazy part is, and we all have this, like we all get the ass life and bargain with life for our dream, right? We can have the biggest dream possible. And life will say, all right, cool, bet. I'll give you that. What you going to give me? Right? What you going to give me? And so many of us is like, nah, I ain't giving you that. So life like, well, I ain't giving you your dream. But it was just like, yo, I'm going to give you what I said. I'm going to show up early, work. So I started putting that work, man. So in terms of like that hard work, and to your question, in terms of like how I did it, bro, it was just making that agreement with life, right? That I wasn't going to cut corners, that I was going to maximize the moment, that I was going to turn over every rock, every stone I could, you know what I'm saying, to make the most of this opportunity, right? And then when all those rocks would go, I was going to go search for some more rocks. And I think that's what was always my competitive advantage, man, because I always wanted to learn. I wanted to get 1% better. I was always studying film, right? And then eventually you start cracking the code. You learn stances. You learn route combinations. You learn backfields, right? The running back at 7 yards versus 5 yards, it means something. The running back over the tackle versus the guard, it means something, right? This tight end in a ball game, he spread out 2 yards, you know what I'm saying? Out, he leaving, it means something. So you start picking up all these clues, and then I really got good because I started playing the game from the neck up. Right. And everyone talks about football 5'11", 230, and they're like, yo, how'd you play? I played from the neck up. Right. When you play from the neck up, it don't matter your size, bro. It's a thinking man's game. Mental is the physical 4-1. So when you play from the neck up, right, I was beating people to the punch. So it was just like my competitive advantage was my intelligence. And you know, it's funny. I see it so many times now in all the GOAT debates, and I know we ain't want to get into it, but people talk about the best basketball player ever, right? And the Kobe, Kevin Durant, everything else, and what Bron would do. I think whoever it is, I think they're all GOATs, right? But my opinion, what LeBron does better than any other player at his level is his ability to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people on his team has not had the season they had when he has not been on their squad.
Right. As soon as he leaves, they fall off.
They haven't had it. Them teams weren't even 500 when he was gone.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So your ability to lead, your ability to see stuff, your ability to play from the neck up, man, it affects your whole organization, man. So that was really one of my keys to success. And even now, right, I got a bunch of books in the back now. You know what I'm saying? I got cracked open. Every morning I'm playing Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Les Brown. I'm just feeding my mind, bro. And it's just like constant for me.
That's powerful, bro.
Listen, if you out there and when the lights go out, land, world, and you got some young people, you ain't even got to be young. You better have a pencil and a piece of paper. If you don't, you better go back and watch the replay over and over and over again because you're getting some real nuggets. What's up, Miss Jennifer? Appreciate y'all checking in. What's up, Madi? Appreciate you checking in. But listen,
you hit it on the head with Gary for sure, man. I mean,
when the lights go out every Thursday, 8 p.m., we got Gary Brackett, former Rutgers Scarlet Knight, former Indianapolis Colt, but now super business entrepreneur, teacher. As you can tell, we in class right now, man.
We in class.
I'm pulled up right now, and I got my notebook, I got my pad. Shiano will be happy because I'm in the first 3 rows. You know what I'm saying? I'm right up front. You know what I'm saying?
Front most center, most seat, baby.
Yes, baby. And if you ain't there and they come and check, it's an issue. There was a lot of kids who hit the sand and who hit the steps because he thought he was playing when he first came, man. But listen, we appreciate the nuggets.
Yeah.
But if you out there and you got young people, please understand. You hear the passion, you hear the difference. Because some of us, I see some people up there, they were athletes and they chased it. But there's a different level to chasing this thing. Understand that. And I was blessed enough to even touch it. That's what I always say. I was blessed enough to even put on a uniform and walk through some hallways with some real NFL guys and get tackled and come down on special teams. So I understand that passion. There is some players out here, you couldn't believe their passion. And Gary Brackett's one of them. He's one of them. If you don't feel it, if you don't understand it, you'll never get it. So when you got young people who say, I love this, I love to do this sport, or I love to play this, or I love to the sacrifice that you got to make is incredible. The love, the stress you put your body and your mind through. Because at first, Gary talked about the stuff he did with his body. But then when you get to a certain point, it has nothing to do with your body.
Right.
Because you could be the biggest, the fastest, the strongest. But if you bite on play fakes and don't know formations and all, you can't play, man. No. So I tell people all the time, learn the game. Don't have your son just because you think he's the best running back or the best D. Let him play the whole game everywhere so he can understand how this game goes. Man.
You got to be a student of the game, man. You got to. And you also got to be a student of life. Like, you know, he transitioned. You can tell he transitioned his his work ethic with ball into his work ethic into his career, man. That's big, man. That's huge.
G, so let me ask you this question, G. When you were playing for the Colts, and let's say you in year 5, right? Were you preparing in year 4, 5, 6 for life after ball?
Yeah, no question. I would always laugh and say, what did I say? I wanted to play 10 years or 10 surgeries, right? Whatever came first.
Wow.
And I played 9 years and had 8 surgeries, right? My last play of my career was an interception week 1, year 9. I got tackled and my shoulder came out. But I definitely every offseason, I went to like an executive education program. I went to Wharton. I went to a Northwestern program. I did due diligence on businesses. I read books. I went to seminars. I went to a CARAS, one of those airport seminars, like the CARAS Effective Negotiator. Right? Like, yo, but it was crazy. It's like, yo, everything in Word is a negotiation. And my kids looking at me like that. I'm like, yo, y'all got any specials today? They be like, Daddy. They be like, you know what? It's 20% off. I'm like, all right, bet. Put it on there. See, like, look, you asked. So it's crazy, bro. So like those habits, man, it's just like, again, it's just like I was talking to somebody, like they want to concentrate on football. I'm like, bro, you working out 2 hours. Like, what you gonna do with the rest of your time?
Right.
So for me, it was just like, you know what I'm saying, educate myself, man, and making some good investments, but really just learning, man, because what I've learned now, right? You can only spend money once. Right. Now for the rest of your life.
Right.
So that knowledge, man, is key.
Big time.
Big time, man. Listen, I'm gonna keep doubling up what he's saying so we can kind of emphasize the point. But listen, it's not just about ball. And everybody I talked to, we talked to you young people yesterday, and we talked about not settling for being average. You know,
Complacency.
like wanting to be great and understand that the hard work that it takes to be great. And a lot of our people are showing that, you know, we good with being average. We good with settling for mediocrity. And I'm just trying to teach the young people and, you know, some of the gems and nuggets you dropped on us about just being well-rounded. If you're going to do 100 in the football, you need to do 110 in school.
In the class,
you know what I'm saying? You need to do it in every aspect, whether it's school, whether it's your trade, because we talk about that a lot on the show. Because school, college ain't for everybody, but getting better is for everybody. Wanting more, you know, getting more knowledge is for everybody. So you got a brother who played 9 years in the NFL, who went and got MBAs, went and got masters in certification on how to train people. You know, so the education is never stopped. Like you said, behind him is books that are open. So we should all be doing this, man. We see people who are doing great things. We need to start emulating some of the things, not looking at them, hating them, wondering. No, go up to that person and ask them. Find out what they contact information is and see if they'll respond to a question. Because a lot of times, you know, people won't give the information, but if you reach out to them, then they'll give you some nuggets. So listen, I asked Gary to come on because I knew how powerful he is. I knew how smart he is. I knew the journey that he's been on and that he could really, really help a lot of us, man. And like before we even get off, you know, G, I just want to continue to keep saying thank you. From a brother who's around your age, man, I'm proud to know you, man. I'm proud to, you know, call you a friend. I'm proud to, you know, be able to reach out to you and you'd be like, man, Fletcher, let's go. You know what I'm saying? It's like, like that means
it was Tuesday, right? I mean, this like 2 days around, right?
Yes. And look, I reached out a couple times, but he's not a huge Facebook guy. So I'm like, man, one more time, man. And then, you know, because of the post you put up about your 110s and one of our former teammates commenting on it, we shared a laugh together. So
so this is the thing, right? So in my business, right? So as a business coach, right, I teach about like delegation. So for years, I didn't manage my social media, my Facebook account, specifically my profile, right? So like the messages like my team see. So if they ain't about money or program or speaking engagement, like they typically don't respond back. And I never followed up on it. I'm just like, bro, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm getting other type of stuff. So it's funny. I've just started posting back to my personal Facebook page. And it's funny, like reconnecting with a whole lot of people because now it's like, you know what I'm saying, me back on that joint. And for me, I don't plan on staying there long. I'm definitely going to like get that back off, you know what I'm saying, to a VR or somebody. But it's great to connect with people, man, because, you know, so many people, our perception is like they changed or they're different, man. But people are saying, like, if you knew someone, you rock with them, bro, that relationship just going to pick right back up. Right. So because of the love that we had, you know what I'm saying, the brotherhood that we had, right? I mean, we went after it. It was funny, like Fletcher, right? L was always hurt. LJ Smith, second round draft pick. I felt like he was always hurt. But it would be like practices where I feel like, you know what I'm saying, the defense would like, we would probably have more dogs on defense than offense, right? For sure.
Yes.
These situations where we fighting linemen outfield and Fletcher trying to stick up for his offensive lineman and we jumping people out there. This is like, It's like, and Fletcher, man, like, yo, y'all dirty, yo. But when you got bad coach, like, you know what I'm saying, bad coaching, that's just what it is.
Yeah, when you got bad coaching, bad stuff happen, man. But I used to always, because all my friends that I was close with on the team were all defensive guys, except LJ. So, so I knew how crazy these cats is, man. Like, and I mean, Stone Cold Caesar knock your block off, man.
Right. And like 7-on-7, it's like, bro, we ain't even hit him, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Thug. They go full tilt.
Yeah, we had some cats on D. You know, we had Reggie Stevens on the first show.
Yeah, no, Reg's nice. Yeah, Reg
was nice. So there was some cats on that defense that I was like, yeah, this is like, because a lot of us, like G said, man, I struggled with injuries. LJ had injuries. Freeney had injuries. So a lot of dogs that was like we could have really used out there to go to war with, we was getting beat down at practice. And I remember being a starting receiver, and I'm on the kickoff team. Like, come on, man.
hey, funny story, right? Because this is a Pittsburgh story, right? So I'm like third string at this point, right? So we bad, right? Our conditioning, our nutrition was awful. We was a fat team. So we in Pittsburgh, so the first two dudes get hurt. So now I'm the starting Mike linebacker. I'm the starting Mike linebacker, bro, and I'm still on all four special teams. I'm on kickoff return, punt and punt return, and playing every down on defense, bro. So I legit didn't leave the field. I'm tired as hell. So I get like fourth quarter, I get stung, like ding, bell rung, like I'm concussion, right? I'm on the sideline. They like our concussion protocol. This is how weak concussion protocol was. They took my helmet off. They was like, yo, ask me a question, where you at? I'm just like, Pittsburgh, I'm at a game. All right, cool. Then the last question, he was like, this messed me up. He was like, yo, all right, last question. Is Mickey Mouse a cat or a dog?
Oh.
So I put my head down. I was like, Mickey Mouse, a cat or a dog? Hey, right? They throw an interception. Hey, change of possession. Defense up.
Yeah.
Muhammad ran on the field. The whole time I'm on the field, I'm like, yo, is Mickey Mouse a cat or a dog?
Yo.
Yes, man. Look, hey, look who's going up on the look who behind the scenes. Can you please put up Eric Nussbaum, please?
Oh man,
Eric Nussbaum, please. He's the he got look. He said that's the greatest question ever. And he's the one who probably asked you too.
No, I think what was his name? What was the Dr. Monaco? Dr. Monaco. Call.
Oh, it was. That's a whole nother subject right there, too, boy.
Hey, dog.
Like that answer.
You can't deflect that answer. Yeah, that's a funny question, man. Like,
because
listen, I remember. I mean, it was a different program, man. And you know, I don't take anything away from it, man, because we went through. I mean, we used to have to wipe off our own cleats to get them shiny, nice for games. I didn't even do that in Woody High, man. So
bro, I remember playing in Miami, right? It's like one of the monsoons, and you know what I'm saying? We gotta get called in. We get called in. We come out. We soaking wet. Miami got a new uniform on.
Yes.
I'm like, what part of the game is this?
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
Hey, G, we had the grays and everything, man. You used to have to walk around campus in the grays.
Man, it was crazy. We stick our pins through the holes, had a whole bunch of holes in them joints.
Oh man, yeah. It was definitely a different it was a different program, man. But you know, it probably prepared us for some harder times in life as we went on, man, because, you know, as always, football's not always how it's drawn up on the board.
Y'all was definitely running a D2 budget.
It's not. Yeah, we was running the D1 program on the D2 budget.
Sound like my school, man.
Yes, man. Yes, it was bad. And I remember the equipment guy. He used to be so mad if you didn't ask for something new, man. I mean, he was mad like if he was taking it home. Like, no, you can't get another jersey.
I just gave you one.
I just gave you one, man. But listen, man, every Thursday when the lights go out, I got my brother Gary Brackett in the stadium with us, dropping nuggets, man, sharing a few stories. Like he touched on a lot of different things, man. But being that this is up on the screen, man, if you give me a few seconds, man, I just want to just reach out to everybody who can hear my voice, who can see the podcast. We're doing another cleanup this Saturday. The our cash apps and everything is up on the board for any donation. Saturday, 12 o'clock, we're doing another cleanup. Gee, we got this baseball field and basketball courts where I grew up at, man. And obviously the people in our neighborhood really don't give a goddamn about them at all, about the youngins. So last week when I came home, I took a picture of it. I put it up on Facebook. And I got a few donations, and I got a lot of people who came out to start the cleanup, and this week we're doing it again this Saturday because it's too important, Like it was overran by weeds, and the kids couldn't even
like Jumanji.
The kids couldn't even play at all, man. So I made a call to action, man, and a lot of people came out, man. Mayors, community people, one church who's represented by William Timbers. We ain't gonna shout out no more. But see, I'm at the point, where people doing it for themselves, man, and and like it's not about us anymore.
Right.
You're not trying to leave it better for the young people. What are you doing? So a lot of older people, either they in the way or they don't care. And right now we in a place where we call to action, man. So if you hear this show and you in Rankin, and you could get to the field at 12 o'clock on Saturday, man, we appreciate you. Like I said, all donations, we take equipment. I mean, I'll have food out there, that kind of thing. But we also want to get our 4 hoops replaced because they're cracking and falling apart, and the kids really not going to be able to play that much longer. So if you hear my voice out there, man, and you free on Saturday, man, just come out, man. If you can't come out, man, talk to one of us, man, because I mean, somebody sent me $20, man, and I'll put it to work, man. I don't care what it is, man. If you got $5, man, we will find something to do with that $5, whether it's buy a net, whether it's pay kids to clean up the court, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. So if you hear my voice, man, please, man, we need everybody. If it was for me, I wouldn't care, man. But I was one of these kids out there, and if you can't even dream, what do you have, man? And that's why I dream big, man. So I just want everybody, 5, 10, 15, 20. If you can't be there, man, talk to me or Marcus, man, and let's just make something happen because it's too important. And I'm just getting started. We just getting started with it. So, you know, there's going to be continuous work, but that's where a platform like this comes in handy. Having somebody like Gary Brackett on, former Rutgers Scarlet Knight, former Indianapolis Colt, who could really share some nuggets with us. Michael Paul, thanks for joining the conversation. That's another brother, Jeremy Stark. Jay, I appreciate you. Jeremy was going to donate the 40-yard dumpster, but we had one come in. Jay, I'm going to still use you in the future because I need you, brother. I appreciate you reaching out. Everybody who reached out. I met up with Adam Gusky today, Calvin Murphy, and just a whole bunch of other people. Some people didn't want to be named, and I want to make sure I don't go too crazy with it. But Swanee was out there, Ben Tate,
Mike Cobb,
bunch of people. Big Meech was out there. Meech got poison ivy, man. He came out there and caught poison ivy. He ain't been out there in a while, but the brother came out there and caught poison. He said, "I quit, man. I appreciate you, Meech. Man. I love you, bro." But everybody, man, just know it's really important to us, man, and make sure that we giving these young people somewhere where they can dream big and feel free to just be kids, man. So we need you Saturday, 12 p.m. But gee, man, listen, like we all, myself and Marcus, we played ball
right
for a long time, and we trying to pass off some of the knowledge to some of the young people. I know how smart you are. Everybody who's now listening, they know you don't go to Rutgers for nothing, man. But gee, yeah, I'm gonna talk trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I graduated too, you know. So, But he had that in him before he went there, because obviously he said he was going to be a stockbroker in football. It didn't work out. So, but G had hustle. G used to sell pants and shirts and everything.
Yeah, wearing sweatsuits, bro.
Hustle man.
Yes, he was getting
man, bro.
Listen, he was. I remember somebody came to my apartment. I was living in Richardson 101, and y'all was living off campus, like going towards Edison and all that.
Yep.
They had just came from buying your jeans, man. He was like, I just got some Gary Brackett jeans. I need a haircut now. So I gave him a quick shot.
Hey, the velours was popping, yo.
No, but you always had that in you, man. So, we got a few minutes left, maybe 10, 15 minutes. Just if you had some youngins around you, man, and they said, hey, Mr. Brackett, can you tell us some things that we could take with us to put in our tool bag that we could take and probably lean on in the future and always have and hold? Is there something you could give the young people that they could take with them, G?
Nah, yeah, absolutely, man. I think over life, I developed like systems, principles, and frameworks, right? Because in life, we're going to get the same challenge over and over again. And every time we get that challenge, we got to find quicker and easier ways to solve it. So for me, coming up with principles and frameworks, like really helped me identify and really make quick decisions, right? So I came up with this framework from my coaching philosophy. I believe that everyone is a champion. I believe that everyone has a championship mindset. Everyone can develop themselves to be a champion. Champions aren't born, they're made. And so my philosophy begins with what I call the CHAMP framework. So CHAMP. So how it breaks down is this, right? In every area of your life, you become a champion. So the C is first, you got to acknowledge your current situation. Like you got to take a real look, a real inventory of where you're currently at. And how I break it down to people like, yo, you got to get off those beer goggles, right? I'm talking about like your shirt's off, you sitting down, what your belly really look like, right?
Yeah.
So, until you really get real with yourself and really identify your strengths, your weaknesses, you're never going to be able to move, because in your map, you put in a destination and that's saying, all right, where your current location at, and you lying, right? And you wonder why you can't get there.
Right.
Because you ain't being accurate. So once you find your current situation, then H, you want to hone in on your desired destination. Like I can't tell you the importance of visualization and what it done for my life. Even now, like I visualize the life that I want to have. I visualize the parent that I want to be for my kids. I visualize the leader I want to be in my community. These are like daily affirmations that I tell myself, and I have vision boards on where I see myself going. So it's very important, right? Like when you're building a house, when you start building a house, when the house is finished, like after the plans are complete. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people who don't have completed plans and they're just building brick by brick, but they don't have no design. So design your future. Like it's up to you. And then how we make it happen. And then we apply the 80-20 principle. And this is a principle by Pareto, a guy in the UK. He realized that 80% of the land was owned by 20% of the people. 80% of your business, when you're in business, is 20% of your customers. So this whole principle, 20% of our activities on a day-to-day level is what we're good at, is what we're gifted at. And those things, 80% of our results. So everything else in my life, I either eliminate, I automate, or I delegate, right? So then I really get good at doing what I do best, and what's my 20% is going to make the difference. And then after I figure out my 20% and I take the inventory, then M, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take massive action. I'm going to take massive, consistent action, right? And what I do there is I fall in love with the process and divorce myself from the outcome. It's so easy to say, all right, well, I'm seeing success, so I'm going to keep going. It's hard to see when you're not seeing success and then you want to give up, right? That's the wrong time to give up. Sometimes we're one swing away from that, you know what I'm saying, that wood getting shot. So just like fall in love with the process, divorce yourself from the outcome. And by doing that, you're just going to be consistently putting in work. And then the P is just for like the fulfillment piece. And it's like constantly pursuing the championship transformation. Like I'm never like my hero is me in 10 years. Right? I'm never going to catch my hero. Every time I get 10 years older, it's me another 10 years. And again, it's the vision that I paint for myself. That's the person that I'm chasing. And that person is someone who's fulfilling. That's someone who's going to continue to give back. That's someone who will continue to lead, educate, and pour into other people, right? Because people pour into me, and I feel like, you know, I'm on this planet, and while I'm here, I'm gonna make it better. And so that's the chant framework that I use. And if you're stuck in a situation, if you're looking to achieve something, if you can remember that current situation, hone in on your desired destination, apply the 80-20 principle, take massive action, and then that P is that pursuit. I think that anytime you're stuck in life, anytime you got to make a decision, if you break it down like that, man, I think you'll be good to go.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, listen, man. If you ain't no champ after this one, I don't know what you are, man.
I'm about to go see
what else? What else can I tell you? Where's the helmets at, man? I'm about to. You see the helmet up there, G? I'm about to get it. You about to hit this wall, man? You know what I'm saying? Listen. And when you talked about visualization, you know who popped in my head, G? Mark Charlie.
Mark Charlie. I don't want to. You can't make me my way. I don't want to. Look at don't blink.
Yes, Mark Charlie had us staring at the neighbor like this. I don't want you can't make me my way. Yo, so when you spoke on that was listen, everybody out there, man. Really, people get charged a lot of money to hear what you just heard, man. And this brother came on here. Look who's checking in. Dennis. Dennis Tommy. Yeah, no laughing. And they had me with, I think, two little red dots on my thing saying had all the potential but wasn't living up to it. I was like, yo, this place is crazy, man.
But I'm gonna tell you this last story, right? And this one like changed the trajectory of my career, right? So all right, so now Shay gone, I'm on scholarship, right? So my first time meeting with Shiano, he walking through the paperwork, right? I had just got on scholarship. He's like, "Oh, you got a scholarship, huh?" I'm like, "Yep, just got it." So I was like, "Well, we'll see about that." Like Shiano was coming in, he was trying to chop people's scholarships, like he's trying to keep it going. I was like, so that off season we stayed, me, L. I think you was around us.
Yes,
we worked out, we got in shape,
worked out every day, yeah.
So the hardest workers became the captains and the leaders, right? So then I became a captain and a leader. So Dennis Thomas on, right? Dennis, nice running back, right? Shifty, boom you know what I'm saying? So one day I missed like 4 or 5 tackles of practice, right? And in my mind, when I was out there, I was thinking about Rod Sharpless, our old defensive coordinator, cussing me out every time I miss. So the only thing I'm thinking about when I'm on defense is missing tackles, right? Oh, you gotta bring your body up under you like this. So I see Shiano, right? I'm just like, oh, bro, like this is the last person I want to see. I done missed 4 or 5 tackles. It's only like 10 plays, right? So it's like I done missed 50% of these joints. I'm like, he might get this scholarship after all. But he come to me, he was like, yo, he's like, come here. He's like, yo, you work really hard, man. You got all the tools. He's like, well, what's going through your mind when you out there? And I was just frozen. Like, nah, seriously, like what's going through your mind? I like, man, I don't want to mess up, man. I don't want to miss a tackle. He's like, that's what you thinking about when you out there on the field?
Not Shiano.
He was like, no, bro. He's like, that's your problem. He's like, every time when you tackle, you're not only gonna make that tackle, you're gonna drive him 5 yards back. Mm-hmm. Not only is that pass gonna be thrown, it's gonna be an interception. You're gonna be there to catch it, and you're gonna catch it, pull it in, and run it for a touchdown. Every time you're out there, you're visualizing the best things that are gonna happen to you. When you're in practice, and just drilled that in my mind, bro. That slight change, bro, was the biggest difference in my game as far as confidence, going out there, visualizing myself being successful, making plays. So then when I made plays, it was like act like you've been there before. And when you start to speak stuff and manifest stuff in your life, and when you start visualizing your life, you'll be surprised that, you know what I'm saying? And for me now, I tell myself, yo, I want this or better. Because I don't want to limit myself, right? I ain't gonna say I want, you know what I'm saying, a 8,000 square foot house. God might have a 15,000 square foot house for me. Right, so it's this or better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna negate the fact that life could be better than even what you're thinking of, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're visualizing stuff in your mind, right? If you tell yourself, "Yo, I want this or better," right? And that's what you're doing, and that's what you tell yourself every single day, man. You'd be amazed, like what starts to pop up in your life, and like how your life begins to change.
Yeah, Dream, go ahead,
man. Let me ask you this question, Gary. We didn't listen to you for an hour, man, and you dropped more than jewels. I can't even just pick one. But I'm gonna ask you this, man. I see that you have books behind you. Two questions. What are you reading? What's your favorite? If you were to tell someone to read this book and it will change, how they think or motivate them, what book would it be? And I also want to know what you're reading right now. What are you currently reading?
Yeah, so it's a book called, what is it? The not Think and Grow Rich. What is it? The Habits of Successful People. What book is that? Damn, I forget. The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People.
7 Habits of Highly.
That's I think a Stephen Covey book. So that's like my go-to first book, right? And it talks about in there beginning with the end in mind. It talks about all these positive things that you have. So that's the book that I would firstly go to, right? That's like the first book I read. I ain't read books in high school, college. That was the first book marketing class, right? I ain't going front. That was the first book. And what I'm reading now is a book. Where is it at? It's called Expert Secrets is what I'm reading, and it's a book by Russell Brunson, right? So right now, I'm a business coach, right? And I do group coaching for business owners looking to increase their revenue and work less at their job, right? And we put together their vision, their mission. We put together systems and processes. And what Expert Secrets does is allow you to implement automation inside of your business. So now with the tools of the internet, right, is the biggest advantage ever, right? And you got to think the internet is still only 10 years old. So the advances that they're making in this AI is powerful, bro. So now it's you could put together webinars and you could get sequences and funnels where it's no longer I'm cold calling. Now I'm creating pull and not push. So people are buying and purchasing things without even talking to anybody on the phone. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about creating systems inside your business where you can bring the cash register while you sleep. Right? If you can make money while you sleep, bro, you done figured it out.
Residual income.
That's what it's all about, right? So now for me, I'm like a laptop CEO. I can take my laptop, bro, and I can work for whoever because I make money while I sleep. I was at the crib. I got 3 speaking engagements. I have 5 people buy programs. So and GaryBrackett.com, it kind of explains everything, my programs and everything, man. But I think always learning, always getting better, 1% better every day. You get 1% better every single day, man. By the end of the year, that compound interest, man, is gonna pay huge dividends.
Bro, you
hey, G, go ahead. Before we wrap up, there's some Steeler fans on, right?
They did Gary Brackett.
So listen,
sure.
If you don't remember, this is number 58. G, I'm gonna take you back to this play.
All right.
You on it, and look who checked in also on the screen, Renardo Brown. But you on the goal line, and they call that play, and you see the bus coming through that hole, and you smack the bus. First of all, did you know he fumbled as soon as you hit him?
Nah, so I was so I'm gonna walk you through and give you better context.
Yes, indeed. Turn it up.
Right. So my first year in the league, right? So I lose my mom, my dad, my brother in a 16-month span. Right. So I lose all my family members. So at this point, football was my escape. Right. This was easy. I'm burying people. We are playing football. We playing a kids game, getting the King's ransom. So, bam, Joey Porter. They had this dumbass blocking system. We went for on 4th down, the 10. Joey Porter then come unblocked, sack Peyton. It's the 2-yard line, right? We down 3. Pittsburgh going crazy. Here comes the bus, right? He coming in. You know what I'm saying? Bill, smile on his face, right? So I go inside the huddle, right? And I'm looking at everybody, right? And I could just see the look on people's faces, right? They already done booked their trips to Cancun in their minds, right? Their cars is already packed. So I'm out there what we doing? We still got time left. They're yeah, all right, bro. Give it up, you don't gotta be a captain right now. You're it over, bro. So then I start screaming, right? I start screaming who can make a play? Who can make a play? And everybody usually it's I can. They yeah, whatever, bro. So I'm all right. So I buckle my shit strap up. All right, bet. So in Shiano, this is illegal now, but we used to teach bite the ball. And bite the ball was you'll put your face mask right on the football, right, for it to pop up. So that's what I'm thinking the whole time. I know they're running this joint, you know what I'm saying? Straight downhill, bite the ball. So here come the bus. You know what I'm saying? He's straight downhill. And the thing is, if I ain't hit the ball, bro, he'd have probably ran me over because it was no way I was gonna wrap him. You know what I'm saying? You ain't wrapping the bus, you know what I'm saying? So it was a wrap. If I didn't hit the ball, so I hit the ball, boom, that joint float in the air. And it felt like time stopped. You know what I'm saying? And that joint was just in the air like doop, 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 doop. So that joint jumped, it dropped, and my man picked it up. Nick Harper picks it up, right? And this kills me because in practice, right, all we talk about is near sideline. Near sideline. He dancing around,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, getting cute. Ben Roethlisberger with his unathletic ass, you know what I'm saying? Lean back and swipe, you know what I'm saying? And hit his shoestring and he fall, right? So now the play is called the Immaculate Redemption. Like the front half of the play, damn, they ain't played no more, right? It's just Ben Roethlisberger making that joint, right? But I'm like crazy, man. But I think, it just tells you, man, life is funny, man. Like until that clock go off, like the game ain't over.
You play with Terrence.
Till that clock go off, the game ain't over, man.
Did you play with Terrence Johnson? Did you play with Terrence Johnson, Gary, from Pittsburgh? He played cornerback. He's the one that hit Ben on the sideline a few years while back. I don't think he was out of there by then.
Yeah, I probably was out. Yeah.
Shout outs to T. Johnson, man.
Nah, listen, man. I just wanted you to share that story because I know we got some fans in here from Pittsburgh and that
would have been like my Mr. 3000 story, right? I'd have had a statue at the stadium.
Yeah.
To score, bro. I'd have me a statue. It's funny. I bring it up. I got a picture downstairs in my basement of me hitting them in the ball going.
Yeah. That's dope. You gotta have that one, man. Listen, man. Every Thursday when the lights go out, man. To be honest, to me, this was probably our best show. I ain't even gonna lie. I know how smart GB is. I know, like he said, man, to go from Rutgers with no scholarship to earning a scholarship to going undrafted to becoming a starting middle linebacker for a Super Bowl champion team, man. Gee, man, all hats off to you. Salute, man. The flowers, you deserve them, man. And then turning your lights on and business after ball is over, man. Like, I'm very grateful to know you so that I could put you in front of people who could definitely benefit from your words of wisdom. Your journey, your story's amazing. Look out for it in the future. You got the Gary Brackett story. But gee, if you got anything you need to promote, man. Matter of fact, before you do that, I just want to mention again, Saturday, 12 p.m., please, if you're around, if you got tools, if you got energy, if you got, shovels, I'm talking about weed whackers, saw, whatever you got, man, bring it out to this field, support us. If you can't do that and you want to make a small donation, man, it's all there, man. Holla at me and we'll make it happen. And your money is getting put to great use. I promise you that. Because I don't want it. I want this court. I want this field. I want this playground built. I want the water park built. We talking big stuff. So we need 2 new basketball hoops. So if you out there, man, and you connected with somebody, man, and you're a fan of Fletch, Mark, or the show, man, please reach out, man, because we need everybody. I promise you,
anything
man.
And everything helps.
I need everybody, man. So, but yeah, G, if you got anything to promote, man, please, before we wrap it up, man, and tell everybody good night, man, just go ahead and plug whatever you need to plug, my brother.
Yeah. I think it's simple, right? GaryBrackett.com. Speaking engagements. I think now with the virtual world, I could be a little bit more affordable. So definitely reach out. You know what I'm saying? If you need some motivation, team building exercises. But I will call to action, right? So CTA just for everyone, right? And so what I'm realizing now that we don't speak up enough and we don't reach out enough and ask for help, right? And I can remember talking to my psychiatrist, right? Or talking to my therapist, and it's just yo, she's like, how you feeling? I'm like, I'm good, you know what I'm saying? And something be bothering me, but I don't say nothing. I'm trying to keep the peace. And she was like, yo, that's good for the peace around you, but what about the peace within you? Mm-hmm. And I think so many of us, right, have this trauma that is unhealed, right? And I just want to urge people to go talk to somebody, go seek some help, man, and this is the reason why. You seek help not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And I know like the mental health, you know what I'm saying? Us as black men, it's hard for us to really speak out, man. But I'm telling you, bro, like everybody need a little couch time. Everybody need time to really figure out what they got going on and process that pain, process that hurt, right? Because if not, we're just gonna keep on recycling it. So, I mean, I think our generation, man, we really can really change some things. But it's gonna take each and every one of us, man, and we gotta do it from a full cup. Like my motto now is like fulfillment first, then serve. So no more just serving, giving people backwash, giving people the, you know what I'm saying, the last little bits that I got, right? Yeah, I gotta take care of me first.
Right.
And a part of that is just like making sure that you good mentally, right? That you making sure that you talk to somebody, you get stuff off your chest, man, because it's powerful to really, you know what I'm saying, explain what you're going through, process that information. Like you'll be a better person because of it.
G, we appreciate you. Listen, Calvin Brooks, also don't forget 12 p.m. Bring your kids to ranking 7 through 14. Sign up for the new league. We trying to jump off 7 through 14. So if you know some young people, bring them out. Listen,
Brackett,
you've been blessed today. People out there, and when the lights go out, land. We've been blessed. We've been filled up. He filled your cup up today. I know that your cup should be running over. You should took notes, because if you go into a football meeting and you don't got no notes, you probably gonna get kicked out the football meeting, man.
Listen.
Yeah,
you're gonna be replaying this. This definitely one for the books, man.
They even got us going in the bar right now, man. Like, so listen, mental health, like you see on the screen, is very huge, man. We got somebody behind the scenes, Mary. She's a clinician, a therapist. So if you reach out to when the lights go out, you know, we got somebody behind the scenes who can definitely help you. That is for sure. You got young people you see in the top right-hand corner, Infinite Mind and Body. That's my company. Reach out. I work with young people, young adults. And like you said, man, this brother dropped so many nuggets on you. Please go check the replay on Make Results, Not Excuses on YouTube. Any one of our Facebooks. Gee, what else can I say, brother, man? I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, bro. Like this show, I'm fulfilled, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm fooled. Like I got to go back and watch it again because there was so many nuggets. So you understand that there's levels to this. So when you got a young person who say they want to get to the NFL, they want to make it big, understand the work and the effort and the energy you got to put into it. It ain't like it. It's not easy, but if you love football, you love what you're doing, it's not work.
Right.
I love football. So when I pushed myself to the limit of throwing up, I ain't minded. I threw up and kept going. Like that's the honest to goodness truth. And I work with Gary. We worked in the summer going into my senior year, and we worked like no other. Me, him, and LJ. I remember this vividly.
We were grinding.
Yeah, we were grinding, man. So if you want to get there, you can get there, man. Just work your tail off, man. But listen, I want to thank my brother Marcus Burkley again, because I'm in Pittsburgh for the second show in a row. This is episode number 13, When the Lights Go Out.
We keeping it.
How we turning them back on. I got my brother Gary Brackett in the building, former Indianapolis Colt, Rutgers Scarlet Knight, and super business entrepreneur and teacher, educator as well. So listen,
appreciate
G,
you, man.
From the bottom of our heart, everybody's checked in. I mean, we had some Rutgers folks, bunch of friends, bunch of family, some new people I don't even know.
That's all good.
You can only spend money once, man, and invest in your happiness, man.
Yes,
invest
indeed.
in you. So that means sometimes you got to sit down on the couch and go talk about it. Also, if you don't know what champ is, go back and rewatch this episode, and you can find out how you are a champion.
Episode 13.
Episode 13, When the Lights Go Out, every Thursday, my people. We appreciate you for checking in. As always, we got to go out with a bang because I didn't work on this for nothing. So we're going to go out with a bang. Hey, G, hold on, G.
Hey, give it to him.
You can't leave yet, G. We're going to give it to him as we go out. But thank y'all again. Appreciate y'all. See y'all next Thursday. When the Lights Go Out, episode number 13 with my brother Gary Brackett.
The lights go out. Are you ready?
Grab the wheel, keep it steady.
When the lights go out, are you ready?
Grab the wheel, it gets heavy.
When the lights go out, are you ready? Are you ready?
Grab the wheel, keep keep it steady when the lights go out. Are you ready? Yeah, grab the wheel, keep it steady. I plan for the worst, it's the gift and the curse. My lights are so bright like Sunday in church. On the field of the court, I was given the work. Of course, losing it hurts, but what is it really worth? When your lights go, you better take from the game like lipo. So when they cut the lights out, you can still blow. On your mark, are you ready? Get set, go. Now you know when your lights go out. Are you ready? Are you ready? Got the wheel, keep it steady when your lights go out. Are you ready? Got the wheel, keep it steady, yeah. When your lights go out, are you ready? Let them know we do more than just play ball, baby. We do it all. Huh? Do it all. For the open up doors, baby. When the lights go out, you better know we turn them back on, huh? Let's go. Till next Thursday, we love y'all. Peace.